fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio NXT Post Show Rewind for July 30th, 2024. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, joined tonight by a special guest host here. We've got the corny reviewer himself.
Hey, everybody. I am happy to join this collab for Glow presented by NXT. No, I'm kidding. I'm happy to be here. Representing TNA.
His name and Matt appears, and we appreciate you being here.
I believe in the corny reviewers.
But folks, we are here to talk about NXT this evening. Now, before we get into the proceedings today, I do have to give a shout out to our partner on the interwebs, comicbookclick.com. That is comicbookclick.com/Dirt Sheet Radio for all of your pop culture, entertainment, and professional wrestling needs. Check it out. There's lots of fun articles, live updates. Make it your homepage. Check it multiple times a day, just like we do. Not because we're legally obligated to do so, but because we love to do it. And while you're there, folks, check out our sponsor, NordVPN, where if you sign up through the site for 1 full year of NordVPN service, you will get 72% off that first month. 72% off. The savings are absolutely ludicrous. Now, speaking of ludicrous, we are here to talk about tonight's NXT, the Great American Bash, Night 1. And tonight's main event saw the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez, defending her title against Chase U's Thea Hale. Roxy retains the belt via Pop Rocks in 11 minutes and 20 seconds in what I thought was an outstanding main event, showing how far, especially Thea Hale, has come in 1 year. Matt, man, what did you think of this match tonight?
This was a pretty damn good main event. The women's division is strong for NXT. I know I joked about it being Glow for the show, but you know what, though? I like Roxanne Perez. I was kind of expected a hint from Julia because I know she's going to be leaving Marigold in a few weeks. So I was getting ready to get a show, like pop up on the Titantron, something.
Yeah.
But Thea Hall, she definitely has improved from. She was green as fuck when I saw her a while ago when she started. So just coming this far though, again. Kudos to Thea Hall, really. But Roxanne Perez winning, absolutely the right call. Fun main event. Oh
yeah. Definitely the right call here. I think they gave Thea a lot of shine in this match, which was important. She looked really strong, but kind of part of her character right now is the unfortunate circumstance of coming up short. The agony of defeat portion of the old wide world of sports opening, thrill of victory, agony of defeat. And that's kind of the role she's in here. And Chase, you will have to pick up the pieces and keep plotting forward. Everybody looked great here. You know exactly what you're going to get out of Roxanne Perez. Roxy's pretty much main roster ready. But
just whenever she drops the belts.
Yep.
But what you call it? She was trying to take Ridge's advice, but I wonder if that's going to play into whatever they interact again next week. It's like, if you listen.
Well, and I almost wonder if there's some sort of NWO black and white, red and black-esque split coming towards Chase U. Because there does seem to be issue with Andre and Ridge. Andre doesn't seem completely on board with the, any means necessary approach that Ridge is comfortable with. He kind of glared at him over that in the backstage segment ahead of the match tonight. And, with the new black Chase U shirts with the red U on there, I don't know.
We'll find out because, I don't know where it's going to go for Ridge Holland because, at the Brawling Brutes, he had really nothing. He has nowhere else to really go. So, and he had the whole pretending to injure people because he hurts people. He hurt Big E.
I was really glad that they pulled back on that angle with him. We talked about that a lot on the first couple weeks they did that here on the Rewind. We really laid into them for that. It was just very, I don't know, inappropriate. It's just not. injuries happening in wrestling are awful, and you don't want to pretend that they happen and, really tug at people's heartstrings in that way. Obviously, there's a lot of emotional manipulation involved in professional wrestling, but there are some lines that aren't really necessarily to be crossed often. But I think that the Chase U stuff has been pretty good for Ridge. It's made me actually interested in his character and not absolutely hate seeing him on my screen.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Credit where credit's due on that. NXT's pretty good.
He's got a personality.
He does. NXT's pretty good at making me care about people that I generally didn't care about prior to them hanging out at the developmental brand. But yeah, this was a great main event. And just like you, I was expecting some sort of nod towards Julia, at least, like something. But hey, we know it's coming.
Wait until her time is up with Marigold.
Yeah. But it's coming, guys. It's coming. And it's going to be fantastic because that NXT women's division is amazing. I say almost every week that I personally feel it's the best in professional wrestling, just week in and week out. It's amazing. But solid.
They're setting up the future for the women's division. Mm-hmm. And some are really good. Some still need more work. I think what doesn't do for me is just the names. Just don't.
Yeah.
It's like they don't scream like star or main eventer. Just
they're either very average or slightly porny.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume. But it's
looking at you, Kendall Gray. Looking at you, Kendall Gray.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm the corny one here, not you. If that's the case, just give me a royalty check, damn.
All right.
I'll take $5.
Easy peasy. To the pay window, as Dusty would have said. Exactly. But anything else on the main event, or shall we hop around to the star of tonight's NXT Great American Bash?
Let's get started. Look at the Great Return rolling.
Right on. All right, so tonight's show, as typically, came to you from the Performance Center down in Florida. Oh wow. Okay, that's harsh words from the fans in the Performance Center this evening. But tonight's episode opened with Hank and Tank breaking into the Performance Center, even though I'm sure
they're there. They live there. It's kind of they're there every day.
But they're breaking in so they can claim their place as the host. It was just a goofy little kind of Mission Impossible-esque thing. A couple jokes here about that's the firewall, it's drywall, just little goofy things. Hank and Tank are fun personalities, honestly. When they can find a more regular place for them to be featured in matches, that will be fantastic. But they're great personalities as it is, and if you're not going to get them featured in the ring, at least have them working on the mic skills there.
Yeah, no, I'll say that they were pretty funny. I will definitely give them that. I haven't seen them work, so.
Yeah, they've had more matches on Level Up than they have on NXT proper. So CJ and I see a lot of them on Level Up.
Hopefully they have enough rare candies to level up to improve their skills.
Yes. But the opening match this evening was a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson getting a shot against the Unholy Union, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. I always like to say Unholy Union because they actually have a tag team name. So the Unholy Union and the Metaphor, or two of the Metaphor, going at it tonight. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson put on a good showing here, but came up short. Fire and Dawn retained the titles in just under 10 minutes. Matt, what'd you think of tonight's opening title match?
It was a standard TV match. What you call it? I felt like they got a little sloppy at times. Metaphor ain't bad. I'm not the biggest fan of Lash Legend yet. When I first started, she had that go away heat for me. But the Metaphor is helping. Having a tag team partner helps. Whatever she lacks, her partner has. She can help out with that. With the champions, it's nice to see him back in NXT.
Yeah.
So that was nice. I don't know how long their reign is going to be. I don't know if Jade and Bianca are going to get the belts back. But if this is like their only defense, I kind of hope they get a little more of a sign before they do a hot potato with the belt again.
Yeah, them even winning the belts, I think, was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, because they had to have at least one person from Scotland to win.
Right.
They set the seats on fire, and I don't think they want that.
No, that's not the goal when they're doing the across the pond PL.
Exactly, but not offensive. It was average. Nice, simple defense. There was no way they were going to change hands for the belts. So I just hope it's not their only defense on television.
No, they did have one other. I think they defended against Carter and Chance a couple weeks ago, but it was on Raw and short. So I don't know. I don't know if it was actually a title match.
Like a minute and a half.
Yeah, thereabouts. Standard Raw kind of thing there. After the match itself, All Ego Ethan Page, your NXT champion, makes his way down to the ring to taunt the Metaphor, who could not just pick up a win there, and he gets falsely pinned once again by Oro Mensah for the third time, and obviously Ego not at all bothered by this, not one bit, not phased at all, unbothered, untouched by this. Very upset. Very, very upset, but continuing their feud, and obviously later tonight they had their contract signing. They will be having a match next week. We'll talk about that contract signing a little bit later. Real
quick, according to the cage match, they have no record of defending the belts.
Oh, okay. I thought they did. Well,
no, they had a match.
Okay.
Not a title match.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay, so I was at least right that they had a match.
Yeah, they had a match. It wasn't for the belts.
Okay, so hopefully they do get a couple more defenses in before
they hand them back.
Exactly. But we had a clip from earlier in the day. Sean Spears stormed in on Cedric Alexander, who was trying to impart some wisdom on the younger talent there at the PC. Folks that you would mostly see on Level Up in the background there. Cutler James there, who we said on Level Up Adventure this week should probably just be renamed to James Cutler because it sounds better and still not great, but slightly better. This led to a little bit of verbal sparring between Sean Spears and Cedric, and then holy hell, Brooke Jensen stormed in real angry, like 0 to 180.
I heard you talk shit like I wouldn't notice.
Like, damn, man, Brooks is
calm down.
He's got some rage in him. I don't know why he's so angry, but hopefully he can find his center.
Find his zen.
Yeah, but this set up for a match later tonight between Cedric Alexander and the very, very angry Brooks Jensen. Yeah. We had a quick few backstage segments here, rapid fire. After that, Hank was interviewing Tavion Heights ahead of his Heritage Cup match later tonight. That went from Hank interviewing Tavion to Tank interviewing Tony D'Angelo, also preparing for his defense later tonight. From there, we had a sit-down interview vignette with Pete Dunne, kind of explaining his actions as to why he was, gunning after Trick Williams. And of course, they just can't say, hey, I'm kind of fledgling up top. Let's send me back down here for a little bit and see what happens. But he's like feuding with Sheamus on the main roster. This is kind of confusing.
It's like, go here for now. You'll be fine.
The interesting bit of news about Pete Dunne there that he's actually been doing a lot of producing in WWE, including in NXT.
Really?
He's on TV twice a week. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess.
How did he get that?
He's preparing for life after the ring. Never a bad thing. But interesting that they have him in NXT doing that already. It makes me wonder how soon he's preparing to do that.
But he's already like produced segments and matches for NXT then.
Yeah. I guess
awesome.
Since he's already in the building, they're like, hey, come on out.
Well, that's awesome though. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Like, and Pete Dunne definitely is one of the roster members that has a great mind for the psychology aspects of professional wrestling.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So that's some of the
definitely going to be
great.
a great coach whenever he hangs it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll definitely help out the future talents. But I'm looking forward. I am actually looking forward to Dunn and Trick. I don't know if this will help Trick. I hope it does. Especially if it's going to be this top babyface for that brand.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked a little bit about on the show. Trick's had a couple little missteps here post that Mello feud, and we're wondering if it was maybe a little too fast, too soon for Trick getting pushed up to the top of the card.
That's the thing. Like with that Ilya, you see the cracks and flaws of Trick, because Ilya was a perfect opponent for Trick to make him seem like he is this top guy, and now after that and after Carmelo, just like, all right, what can you do? Like, let's see what you do. Like, his promos aren't as captivating. He's got the great entry, he's got the charisma, but he's just still green. I wouldn't have.
And that's not to say he's not good. It's just he
definitely has potential though, but it's just more of it's rushed and
he's got a little bit longer to go.
He need more seasoning. I think having an NXT title was, and actually I think I hurt him a little bit. That was a little too early, but at the same time, it's like they had no choice. They backed themselves to the corner because Carmelo and Ilya were getting called up. So who really would hold that belt?
Right. Yeah. There weren't a whole lot of clear options then, and then.
Yeah. So I got to the point like, all right, well, I guess we'll give it to Ethan Page for now. And see what happens. Yeah, and
I mean, and so far so good. I'm digging the kind of paranoid nature of Ethan Page as champion.
We'll get to him later. Yes.
Mark Hendry.
Mark Hendry, baby.
But up next, we had our second title match on the card tonight, the Heritage Cup match, or as Tony D'Angelo sometimes likes to call it, the Italian Heritage Cup. He was defending that against Tavion Heights of the No Quarter Catch crew. Tony D retains the Heritage Cup. It was about 8.5 minutes combined wrestling time. They didn't actually have any falls until that last round. I'm a big fan of the Heritage Cup format. I think it's different enough that it's a little bit of a departure from the rest of the format of the show, but it's always entertaining. And I dig Tony D as the Heritage Cup champion. I think it's helped him a lot as a performer on NXT, and I think it's really kind of elevated him and made him seem more serious. But fantastic match. So Tavion looked like $1 million here. Really excited to see what Tavion does in Japan.
I'm excited to see Tavion do the N1 for Pro Wrestling Noah. He ain't gonna win though, but I do hope he impresses a lot of people. Both him and Josh Briggs. I wish him the best of luck in their mini excursion. Tony D'Angelo is growing. I did not expect him to actually be good with the Heritage Cup, but he proved me wrong after being Charlie Dempsey. Very nice match, by the way. And it's like, all right, this is a nice little change, but him being a call-up, if that ever happens, I don't know if that gimmick will work. Being that
the mob gimmick?
No. It just screams comedy mid-card. Can you take that seriously in a bigger platform? But D'Angelo ain't bad. He ain't a bad worker. He's actually showing that he can work. Like, this is why they kept this guy around. Much better than when NXT 2.0 started. Because that was just, what the fuck. But with this, it's a lot of progress. So him being the Heritage Cup champion is probably the best thing for him right now.
Yeah, and it's, CJ and I have talked a good bit on here, too, about, like, how there are gimmicks at NXT that work at NXT really, really well, but really wouldn't translate to the main roster. And I've said that the family as one, they've toned it down a bit. Like, it could work on the main roster, but like you said, it wouldn't really be much above a mid-card comedy routine. And it doesn't really, I don't know. They're not shackled quite that low with it at the NXT level. It's but again, it's with the audience there, it's a different environment than the main.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sure.
But
for where they're at, it's working really well for them.
Also, yeah, because NXT at the end of the day is a developmental brand, so they get to work on those kinks, like what works for them, what doesn't, and eventually you might get called up, or you might not. It really depends.
Yeah.
But
no, on the no quarter catch crew side of things, fun interplay with Rin Sinclair involving herself in the match between the rounds, shoving Miles Bourne. Apparently, Miles Bourne is easy to throw around. That's
what do you got against him?
I got nothing against him, but like
I know, I met her. Like, what are you doing
halfway across the ring? Kendall Grace tossed his ass around 2 weeks in a row. Like he's easy to toss around. But I'm loving the interplay with Rin Sinclair and the no quarter catch crew. It's adding a kind of a fun little charm to the group.
And it works for Charlie Dempsey because he's just like his dad.
Yeah, I last week his father's facial expressions are just coming into him full force. It is 100% son of Regal.
Yep. Like, oh man, I can't wait for him to shine more.
Yeah, he's so good, and I mean, and he's
really
they're giving him a lot of opportunities too. He is popping up all over the place.
I know he was in All Japan, he was in TNA, he was in Bloodsport. Yeah, Bloodsport. Also, same with the Creeds a couple days ago.
Now, granted, he's losing everywhere he goes,
but he's still getting exposure. He's still
exactly.
He's getting extra season in different countries and different promotions.
Yep, getting all those reps in, which is interesting
like
because exactly, he's the son of one of the greatest journeyman wrestlers to ever live.
Exactly,
and it's just like, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Not the learning tree.
I'm pretty sure he told them go anywhere and learn as much as you can.
Yep. And he's doing it. He's got a bright future for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he sticks around more because he's one of those like you could probably put him in anything to help out, or if you push him, great. If you not, but you definitely elevate a lot of people.
Yep, he can surely if he's not someone that eventually finds his way to the top of the card, he'll be a gatekeeper, maybe I think more in-ring skill in terms of like wrestling ability, but like kind of like a Kane-esque level where it's like, you got to go through that person to be to the next level. But he's great. Whatever they do with him in the future, as long as he's there, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
From there, we had a quick backstage segment with Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix complaining about not being booked. This was over the weekend on Twitter. They were complaining about this, which is, hey, I guess, wine on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you'll get booked.
That's what Chelsea does.
Yeah, it worked. You go to management, damn it. That's how you do it.
I wish it worked with Ricky Starks.
Unfortunately not. It's harder to get booked sometimes, you really got you need more social media places.
He's complaining to the wrong people, I guess.
Exactly. You gotta grease the right squeaky wheel, as it would be. But Brooks Jensen made his way to the ring for his match with Cedric Alexander wearing a Jimmy Rave t-shirt.
I know. I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, pretty rad there. But Cedric did not get an entrance. The match began during the break. But Cedric didn't get an entrance, but he does get the win in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Solid match. Sean Spears made his way down to the ring during the course of this to observe his protege, the angry Brooks Jensen, and was quite disappointed when Brooks could not pull out the win.
But it was an okay match. Like it wasn't meant to be a great match. Just it got what it needed with Jensen, and then Cedric. Surprised Cedric won, but given the context of what's going on with Jensen and his anger issues, it makes sense in that story-wise. And, of course, Shawn Spears being disappointed, yeah, that's what could be the thing. So hopefully it'll lead to what Shawn Spears, the original gatekeeper, could do to help him.
Well, this is the first kind of pairing or attempted pairing they've done with Spears since he's been at NXT that I've actually been behind. I've never really been a big Shawn Spears guy. I've said it a bunch of times on the show, just full disclosure. But this is working for me now. It's finally starting to click for me a little bit, and I can't really put my finger on why. But I'm okay with it here. I'm believing it here. The mentor-protege relationship.
I think it's more of Shawn is accepting his role on the card instead of just thinking he's going to be this top guy, main eventer. He's the type of person that you want to learn from a little bit. Good enough to get other people over. So, he's like what?
Hate's a strong word, but if Shawn just wants to pop out and kick Stan in the face again, I'm 100% okay with it. Yeah, I think you made a good point there. He is more accepting the role of having people sit under the information bush. It's not the learning tree.
Because he's like what, 43? I think I don't see him going back to main roster. I think he's staying in NXT. And I think with AEW, I think he got all he could out of that and just was like, man, wow, I guess this is actually my ceiling everywhere.
Right.
Well, I guess I gotta make the most of it now.
Exactly. But it's you've got friends in the right places in the company. You'll be around for the rest of your life. That's how it works. He'll live a happy life in NXT.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not bad because not everyone's a main eventer.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could be great in one place and not so great somewhere else. It happens. It depends on what you do, fellow kids. It depends on what people look for in these companies.
Right.
And you need your enhancement talents. You need your carpenters. You need your people to help. You get trainers, anything like that. And that is what Shawn is. If anyone wants to be a world champion, that's your fault. That's your fucking fault.
Maybe it's because he didn't do much tonight, but I feel bad because I'm legitimately trying to search for Shawn Spears here, and all I'm getting is people making fun of him.
He just I want Drake Bell. That's not good. No.
This is fucked up. I hope he doesn't search his own name. Oh, no.
Please no.
I swear I wasn't doing this on purpose.
I know you're not, but Twitter. Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah, I struggled. I wanted to find that picture of him looking upset for the update on the main page, and I could not. And I'm just like, I gave up after about 5 minutes. But
yeah, all he did was just shake his head. And that's not really picturesque worthy.
I guess maybe if I couldn't a GIF maybe just of him, but no, nothing. Oh, Shawn, don't Google yourself tonight, Spears. Don't do it.
Yeah, take the night off.
Go home and just rest up a little.
Just tell Brooks Goose Frava. Just do that. You'll be okay.
All right, moving forward, we had a cool hype package for Javon Evans telling some stories from his youth about getting in trouble in school, emulating Jeff Hardy. Look, guys, this was a fun segment. I like Javon Evans. He's got personality. He comes across as very real and natural, but I felt so old listening to him tell about when I started watching wrestling with my family. It's like, dude, I'm not a young man anymore, and I'm
you're already you're already 20, and I am 34, so
I'm 39, bro. It's woo.
You're making me feel bad.
This was kind of a similar feeling I had to the first time when I realized that there were pro wrestlers that were my age, and then it was like, oh shit, there are pro wrestlers that are younger than me, and now there are pro wrestlers substantially younger than me, and it's just
and winning titles all over the place.
yeah, and it's just like
It's like, what are you doing? Just recorded. We're recording.
here. I'm talking about it.
We're talking about your progress.
We're making our contribution to the fine world of professional wrestling, but yeah, these young guys, man, like it's
not my report card on you all.
How many stars will I give this? I think
yeah. If you're so good, why didn't Dave give you 5 stars yet, huh?
Yeah, right. Because he hasn't worked in Japan yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it was a cool segment, and I like that. You know, they clearly have a lot of faith in him, because even when he's not wrestling, they have him in some sort of featured video or interview segment every week that he's not in the ring. So they believe in it for sure.
Yeah.
But Ziggy, cats. We had a quick little tease of what was to come later tonight. Joe Hendry from the back, talking to some ladies of NXT back there.
Yeah.
I was told
Michael
tonight.
Center.
Go talk to him, girl. I was told tonight that Joe Hendry possesses Riz and aura. And speaking of things that make me feel old, being told this, but I was told that he possesses these things, and good for him, because I had to.
Yeah, I believe you.
Riz, y'all, Riz.
Riz.
From Riz to Rascals, we had our next backstage segment. The Rascals hanging out once again in the treehouse. Fun segment here. They determined that they were deserving of a title match against Axiom and Nathan Fraser, which they should. They never even lost the titles. They made some references here to it being a PG environment, so they could and couldn't do certain things.
I know, yeah, because that is what they've done in TNA. Their little That 70s Shows inspired segments.
Which, very fun. The canned laughter, applause, like, fun segments. Good to see it back. And they did cut the cameras before doing
getting that down already.
Yes, yeah.
And
but full segment. And, they set up, they texted Fraser and Axiom. Later tonight, they accepted. It'll be a hell of a match.
Oh, yeah, no, because great main event last time they fought, and I'm ready for an actual tag title match. Having Wes and Zach, it makes sense. I kind of want to see Trey get a little bit in there, but given the history with MSK, absolutely. Will they win it? It'd be nice. I don't know. I really don't know. That one can go either way.
I really feel that way. I was letting it kick around back, and I got a week to really ruminate on this, but I think there's a real good chance that MSK wins those belts and the NXT tag titles appear both on NXT television and on TNA.
Yeah, Zach could represent it for TNA and have it on there. That'd be cool. That'd be really nice. I think that would be a little cherry on top of the right. I'm really digging the partnership, but you know what? This helps out a little bit. I really don't have a problem, because we're definitely going to get more crossover, whether it's teaming up or a TNA versus NXT type of events.
Yeah, it's definitely it's getting hotter every week with this, and I'm really looking forward to that match next week. And again, it could go either way. I actually I'd prefer MSK to win it here, which is saying a lot, because I've loved Fraser and Axiom with these titles, but they really do keep hinting that Nathan Fraser and Axiom are heading towards some sort of conflict or a split. They're seemingly always fighting about the other pursuing solo.
It's like there's more. They're getting tired of being in the tag team at this point. Look, we were a random pair and we got it. Now it's like, I really wanna. I want to see solo opportunities. I mean, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. Because, again, not a bad team for a random parent.
Yeah. And they've worked very, very well together. But I just, partially for the possibility of just seeing the NXT tag titles, on another brand's television, I'd like to see them do it for that. And they never lost the belts. And I think it would be a little bit of a make good, and also it would show, I think, from the WWE side that they're really committed to this partnership, and it's not just something that they're going to use, advantageously for themselves.
Yeah, it's not just a one-sided thing. Like, don't show your talent on our show. It's like one person. Like, they're getting involved in storylines. They're getting involved in their event, like anniversary or in NXT tapings, and hopefully it'll lead to one of them being on No Mercy.
Yeah.
Even if MSK wins, that might be a possibility.
I love it. I'd absolutely love to see that. It's great. I'm, week after week, I was excited. But speaking of TNA and some of the top fun, rising, meteoric talents that we have in professional wrestling, Joe Hendry in the middle of the ring. His first ever NXT live musical performance.
Damn right. I was happy for this. I was like, good.
This was
I wish they showed his entrance, though, instead of just last bit.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision. They when they came back from the break, the camera was on Vic and Booker at the commentary table, and then
and I already hear in the background like it's almost over. Like wait, have him coming out. Like you got time.
Exactly. It's come on, guys. It's NXT. They always let you do the overrun anyway on USA on Tuesday nights. Like it's gonna happen. Give them the time. But yeah, great segment. Lots of fun.
Like the trios match could have had a minute to cut off of that.
Oh man. But yeah, this was it was an absolute blast of a segment. The audience had a good time singing along with the chorus once they caught on. It was fun, and it was great. And he was going to do another song. He was going to do his entrance theme, but then unfortunately, Gallus, after being cooked in his song, came out to interrupt the gig. This is going to ruin the tour.
I was like, oh, come on. We're having a good time.
We were, and they had to come out. But that's what heels do. They deny you what you want to see, and then they just beat the crap out of poor Joe Hendry.
I gotta apologize because I didn't realize that I was using the wrong tab for like 5 minutes, and I was scrolling through all the right things, but I can't see behind the window. So you guys were stuck with Javon Evans the entire time.
Oh,
so that's great. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good. But no, Joe Hendry songs, they're hits. They're all hits. They're all fun. I definitely enjoy them.
Well, and he can sing. Like,
he can definitely sing.
Like it's like it's great that if you're going to do this kind of gimmick that you actually have the skills to do it. But yeah, he's got actually a good voice, so this is awesome, and it's great that I guess I'm not going to say the main WWE roster audience, obviously, but more of a portion of that, seeing Hendry do this is also great. Like, this exposure for him is amazing.
Yeah, Hendry's trending in a lot of places, even random countries or you don't expect, like random schools and shit. So I like it. If he ever signs to be a main roster, I think he'd be not world champion, definitely not, but I think he would definitely be someone that they would showcase almost every week, whether it is a match or some type of segment, because Hendry can do all that, and he ain't bad in the ring. He's the passable 7 out of 10 in the ring, but he can talk. He has that charisma. He has that connection with the fans. Yep. He has that humor on top of it, and it's not like an over the top thing where it's just you want to cringe and groan. He's like
very charming. He's a very charming guy, and he's someone you can see, doing all those media things for WWE. The Miz ain't going to be around forever. Like.
I want Hendry to do music with Xavier Woods just one time. Just give me that.
Yeah. Can we actually just have Joe Hendry start to write everyone's entrance themes?
I mean, it'd be better than Death Rebel.
Yeah.
So much better.
Death Rebel makes me miss CFO.
That's sad, but right.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Perhaps I treated you harshly.
And the hill, of course, I will die on is that Jim Johnson should have won a damn Grammy for all the work he did. But
yeah.
Justice. There's no justice.
Like actual have a test run for actual musicians. They have money. They have billions of dollars. You can't afford a decent musician that is experienced in writing wrestling music, or
right, like Jimmy Hart wrote some bangers back in the day. Like, can he
Jimmy Hart, Honky Tonk Man? I'm pretty sure Rock and Roll's had an album. A lot of heels had albums.
Like, I remember a couple years ago. Just real quick little sidebar. When I met Jimmy Hart at a wrestling show in Niles, Ohio. But one of the things I had Jimmy sign was the Gentry's album that he was on. Shit. And he was pretty psyched to see that thing plop down in front of him. Didn't have the heart to tell him how cheaply I was able to acquire it on eBay. But
you got this. I can't believe it.
He was so happy. And Jimmy Hart's a really nice guy, by the way, guys. If you ever
I believe that.
Class act. Lovely.
And he doesn't age.
No, like I hope he lives forever. I genuinely do.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. He sucks the blood out of failed managers.
He's got a similar thing going on to like what Billy Gunn has, like that anti-aging thing. Like Gunn doesn't age, Hart doesn't age. They need to study these men.
I know. Yeah, because it's all the coke and affairs they've been doing. I don't know.
I think Jimmy's had a pretty clean life. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, he was in Memphis. You never know.
That's true. He did hang out with... Well, actually...
He had out with Lawler.
But Lawler didn't drink either, right?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I always thought he said he didn't drink or do drugs. Like, he just had a lot of Coca-Cola and fried chicken, I think was what he always said.
Yeah, the Memphis diet.
The Memphis diet, exactly. It's the Elvis taught him,
Exactly.
But back to NXT, y'all. Backstage, Hank and Tank walked up to Roxanne Perez, who was getting ready for her match and looked so small next to Hank and Tank.
Well, speaking of small, Joe Coffey, I didn't know he was that small. I was like, oh no.
Like Alex in the trio.
I know. Like, I thought he was like kind of big in NXT UK, and I was like, oh, he's just tiny.
There's that every once in a while. Yeah, it's that happens. I feel with NXT. There's certain guys that walk in the ring. I'm like, oh, you're shorter than I thought you were. Like, I felt that way about Dante Chen. This last week on Level Up, he wrestled Cutler James, or hopefully soon to be James Cutler. But like, I was stunned at how much taller Cutler was than Chen. I didn't. But yeah, he's not the tallest of men.
Oh not gonna be disappointed if Open Phoebe is somehow shorter than like fucking Seth Rollins or something. Like what? No, the illusion's gone.
Hey, Fame is dead.
Yeah. No. My crush is gone. I don't know who you are anymore.
I can't. I don't.
Continue.
Oh man. Yeah, just setting up for the match later. From there, we had the contract signing between Oro Mensah and All Ego Ethan Page for their NXT Championship match to take place next week. Pretty straightforward segment here. Ava playing her role general manager. She's doing all right. She's better than she was 6 months ago. That's for damn sure. I think they've got her some sort of acting coach, or they've just told her to be an actress.
Guy in prison.
I'm trying to be positive, man.
I cannot for her. I'm sorry. I tried.
Look, I'm not going to say she's only there because of who her dad is.
Well, that's Nia Jax.
Okay. There's some nepotism, y'all, but that's But isn't professional wrestling built on nepotism?
No. Various promotions have done that. No, it will continue to happen. You just gotta back it up.
I gotta give Oro some strikes for that hat though. That hat was
no
for me tonight. Not a fan.
Oro ain't bad talking either.
No, Oro has really turned it up since Noam Dar went down with this injury, which has been really nice to see someone else in Metaphor kind of get that level of shine. Metaphor really has been Noam's vehicle, but with Noam, on the shelf, Oro's been getting a lot of steam behind him.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. I don't think there's really any chance that Oro Mensah wins the NXT championship.
No. I'm sure he'll get close to the roll-up, and it happens when the referee is knocked out.
Yeah,
even he's a little over the top with his screaming, especially with the facial expressions up close. I'm like, yo, dude, calm down. You're not on Nickelodeon. You stop with the face. I know you fought yourself in TNA when you were a Karate Kid or whatever and killed yourself, mind you. Just don't ever do that again. Ever. Ever. You will be back on my shit list.
And you're not there now, ego. So
I'm fine. Like, okay, he can work. Just don't do it again.
Keep the course, Paige. Keep the course.
Yes, just be a wrestler.
The best advice you can give a professional wrestler.
Yes, like be a wrestler. Don't be this blue screen. I'm gonna fight myself.
Everyone can look back at their career and find a couple little dots here and there that's a regrettable moment, and that's one of his. It's okay though. He's moved past that and is doing very well now. Doing very well is all ego. But next up on the card, we had Kendall Gray with her good friend Carly Bright taking on Jada Parker. Jada picks up a pretty quick win here in just over 4 minutes. We talked about this a little bit earlier. During the course of the match, Ren Sinclair and Miles Bourne come down to the ring to stir up a little trouble, and Miles Bourne gets tossed around again for coming down there. So, pretty solid match. Evan, what'd you think of this one? I know that you're a fan of the Jada Parker.
She's gorgeous. I can't. The stuff I would say, I can't say on air, but. But no. She's got a look. She's got some size. She's gorgeous. Not bad in the ring. Definitely needs a little more seasoning, but I think she could definitely be a contender for the NXT Women's Championship.
Absolutely.
Just one of those don't rush. Get some nice quick wins. Showcase that dominance. That is what's going to help her get over. Not a competitive match with this rookie. Sorry to say it. I had to try to find the nicest word.
Yeah, so she's coming along very well. She's actually, I think, fully responsible for OTM finally getting over.
I gotta say that theme, it's a nice bop. I finally heard it. I was like, no, this is nice.
Yeah.
But with the other team, though, I don't know. Hopefully, they can shine with her. If not, Jada's just gonna.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a situation where it's just she kind of continues her rise and then just one day she's drafted to the main roster and they're still at NXT.
It could happen if they don't progress with her. That's gonna happen.
But again though, it's NXT. They've got plenty of time to come along and learn and grow as.
Yeah, don't rush call-ups. Let's get them legit ready, not just in-ring, TV ready, everything. It's not just one thing. You gotta get everything ready.
Exactly. There's a lot of factors and a lot of moving pieces in this beautiful sport of professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons too why I've said this before, but it's one of the reasons why I enjoy getting to cover NXT is watching wrestlers, grow, come along. Yeah. And in some cases, watching them get a better name.
Yeah, hopefully.
There's some rough names down there. Jada Parker's not a bad name, I will say that.
I know, but these were the Vince McMahon names before he went.
Yeah, that was. Didn't people think that was going to be the name given to Jade Cargill when they copyrighted it or trademarked it rather?
Yeah.
I remember they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be Jade's name." It's like, you guys were wrong. Suck it, internet.
It's like, this is supposed to be Guy Fieri Senior, Junior. It's like, look, no. Like Vince is gone, but unfortunately, these people that came there around that time are stuck with those names. So that's just happened. Like, it's not their fault. It's the fucking old pervert's fault.
Exactly. Back to the backstage. Rich Holland was getting Thea Hale fired up for her main event title opportunity later tonight that we talked about at the start of the show.
Yep.
And again, we talked about this earlier, but he did repeat the words, whatever it takes to bring it home, a couple times there. And Andre kind of made a face about it. But I'm digging the interplay with Chase U and Rich Holland. Like I said, it's actually made me enjoy, I guess, seeing Rich Holland on air. But digging it. It was a good segment. Thea always comes across well. I like Thea Hale a lot. I think that her character work is good. Her foundation in ring is very solid and continuing to come along nicely. And she, I think, has some of the greatest facial expressions in professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely.
Very, very expressive.
Oh yeah, no, that helps. That helps with people. So I am all for that for her. And
you'd be able to scream into the cheap seats, you know.
exactly.
From one backstage segment to another backstage segment, Axiom and Nathan Fraser were talking to the LWO, but they were speaking in Spanish, and Fraser didn't know what they were saying, and he seemed a little bothered by this. But before he could really get into it, Rob Stone and Stevie Turner ran up, practically tripping over one another to bring the tag team title contract to Axiom and Fraser, and Axiom just kind of signed it willy-nilly.
While he wasn't looking.
Yeah. And Fraser wasn't too happy about this, you know, but they are locked into this tag title match next week, which is another reason why it kind of feels like they're going to lose. They're really kind of pushing the non-committal aspect.
Or is going to keep it a little longer, and this is just a tease, just to throw people off.
Well, that's something to be said that, you know, nowadays in the WWE environment, they do seem to not rush the turns and angles as much as they used to. They do kind of give it a little more time to simmer and come to a full boil.
Yeah. Real quick though, congrats to Axiom for getting an action figure finally. His first one. Very nice.
It looks pretty cool too. Very cool.
So, I'll be buying it when it comes out, probably in a few months.
Very cool. A lot of big action figure announcements too.
Oh yeah, because it was Comic-Con. They do these Comic-Con and Ringside Fest in like October, so that's where you get all those reveals. What I was very happy was Great Muda, because those fucking slaps. Big Muda fan, so I was happy. He actually has figures, and those will probably never happen again.
Right. Yeah, that one. The Briscoes set.
Oh, that's a different company. That's a different company.
Yeah, I know that's
Powertown.
What is it?
Powertown.
Powertown, okay.
Yeah, they're doing the actual Legends that don't have a Legends deal with WWE.
Yeah. Who did? I have. It's in my with all my wrestling figures somewhere, but it's the one of Cornette that I have.
Oh, that's Figures Toy. But I actually do not like their figures.
Oh, really?
Quality, it's just more of the quality of it. It's more of, you know how the Jacks used to be, like, very bulky?
Mm-hmm.
But theirs is, like, outdated. And the people that do like to display them, they, like, fall apart really quick. That's why I have mine still in the case for...
Yeah.
Actually have it. Let me pull it out real quick.
I was gonna say mine also is in a case. So I feel that. Yeah. So I wasn't aware of how the figures actually felt.
I have the Midnight Express 40th anniversary. Eaton, Stan Lane, Cornette, and Condry.
That is rad.
Yeah. Very expensive, but
very cool. Though.
Yeah, it was like $250, but you also got like the autograph, the 25 memorabilia type of thing.
Very rad. Very, very rad.
Yeah, I was like, I'm never making these again. I was like, well,
done.
Yeah. Burn them. No, ain't happening. Unless you pay me double, I will burn it. Unless you have the double, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, you heard it here live, folks.
$500.
Oh man!
And I will mail you the burnt remains.
The charred remains.
I will mail you the remains.
Jesus Christ! All right, folks. The last match we will be discussing on the Rewind this evening. 6-woman tag action. Sol Ruca, Carmen Petrovic, and Lola Vice taking on Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. Jasmine, JC, and Fallon end up picking up the win here in just under 13 minutes. Great match. A lot of fun action in this. Solid 6-woman tag. It's kind of an exhibition. You expected the heels to go over here. They just grouped those women together pretty recently, so they're still kind of on that upward drive. They're going to be picking up wins right now. They're being built up to put a face over. It's it. You're not going to lose that. But so fully expected them to win, but had a lot of fun during this match.
Yeah, again, it's just a harmless, fun exhibition. A little sloppy times here and there, but it's a trios match. It's going to be over the place. It's chaos. You want the chaos. That's why we're here. That's why we're here for. But no, obviously, yeah, the heels winning it made sense. For the babyface side, right in the parent, but you know what? They kind of gelled together. Hold on. I got this comment. I should go to jail for buying it. Yeah, I have worse things, sure, but.
Hey, for what it's worth, I will say when I met James E. Cornette a couple years ago at a World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling event in Circleville, Ohio, which featured Shane Douglas on the card, by the way. Fun show. Jim Cornette was a very nice guy to me, anyway, when I met him.
It's just more of his mouth. That's there. Like, if he didn't say it like that, you'll probably get something. Yeah, I agree, but it's how you fucking say it. It's how you deliver it.
The framing is very important. Yeah, a lot of the time.
Exactly. But he's like, he don't care. He ain't going out in public. He's in his 60s. He'll die eventually, folks. Calm down.
Good time.
There are worse people that say the worst things out there. Have you been on Twitter in general? Toxic shit.
It's professional wrestling. There are worse people in professional wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but we don't hear from them.
No, we don't hear from them as much. But
away from the public.
but great. Like I said, exhibition 6-woman tag. A lot of fun. Pretty much what I expected. Chaotic, quick pace.
Yeah.
I'm never going to play like I said, and you look, the 6 women in this match, I'm seeing this 5 years from now, they're all going to be on the main roster, and they're all going to be well-known names. Maybe not necessarily under the names they have, but they will be there. Yeah. Some of them work. Sol Ruca is a name that I think.
Lola Vice could work.
I think Sol Ruca can work as a name on the main roster.
Yeah. The other one, not so much.
Carmen Petrovic's a rough one. Although, I don't know, you can chant Petrovic, you can chant Carmen, My only complaint is, as cool as her sword is, I think her sword's cooler than Drew McIntyre's sword ever fucking was. But I still don't like the idea of bringing a weapon to the ring with you.
Yeah.
You have no way
I hated when Drew did that with the cutting of the ropes. What the fuck? I didn't fucking ricochet.
It's wrestling, y'all. You're not going to use a katana in this fight.
Yeah, it's like, when's Lexus King gonna bring the gun? When's he gonna bring Daddy did? I'm going to Ultra Gel. You know what? Good. I don't. Good.
What is Ultra Gel?
I've heard of Super Gel. I've seen Super Gel, but Ultra Gel.
I don't know what Ultra Gel is. It sounds awful. It sounds absolutely awful.
Where's the Mega Gel? Where's the Champion Gel?
The undisputed universal jail.
Yes, there we go. That'll be for me only. And I'll go, fuck all y'all. It's mine.
From his floating platform.
Courtesy of Mr. Burns here.
Oh, damn.
I am Mr. Burns, apparently.
No, I'm Montgomery Burns. After that match, backstage quickly here, we did have Tatum Paxley was hanging out with her action figures at a dollhouse, trying to get Kalani Jordan to play with said toys. And she didn't want to play, but she said that she would like to play with Kalani's title, and this set up for a match next week between them. And creeping in the background, still watching Tatum Paxley, was Wendy Chu.
Yep. Oh,
Spooky fun. I'm here for it.
Probably means that we're gonna have Wendy Chu going for that title soon.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the Wendy Chu and Tatum Paxley. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I like face-offs. If I get to be Nicolas Cage, I'm good.
There are. Nicolas Cage is a perfectly fine place to aspire for.
Exactly.
What
do you mean no ball-headed streets?
That's what he calls CJ. That is what Mr. Tony.
Also, hello, Tony. He comes by in my TNA rewind sometimes. So.
Yeah, CJ, he is super duper busy with some work stuff, so he was not able to make it this evening. Same thing with Malik, by the way. Shout out to both CJ and Malik, kicking ass, working hard, burning that candle at like 5 different ends. I don't know how they even achieved that, but they're doing it. But shout out to them doing that. Always hustle.
At least Dollar General Mick Foley's.
That's me. I get that one. Sometimes I get Great Value X-Pac. I've gotten that one a few times.
Oh, you a 6-pack like Sean Waltman, like.
Yeah. Oh, they're not all gymnasts.
I mean, yeah, not all of them. Like, but you're right. They're gonna school them, sure, but
they will spend less time.
I'm happy for all 3 of them. I'm happy for them. I'm a big fan of Julia. I've been following her since her debut. I covered her debut, and holy shit, she's great. Bakor, very impressive. I was there for Forbidden Door Live. Still surprised she did during the week, but given past relationship and this is something that she wanted, I can't fault her. Right. I have not seen Delta. I know she's another one from New Zealand, I believe. Hold on.
Yeah, the NXT women's roster just continues to gain strength. I'm not gonna hurt R2.
Yeah.
Lego.
But I'm excited for what new stuff they are going to learn, because obviously they gotta adapt to not just the wrestling style of it, just the lifestyle of living in the States.
Yep.
That's gonna be another thing. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I can see Julia getting that Asuka type of push if done right. Bakor, I think she'll probably be called up a little quicker than Julia.
Mm-hmm.
But though, given the time there, I'm looking forward to it. If they fucking hit it, I'm gonna hype them up because fantastic talent for Julia.
Hell yeah. So before the main event that we discussed at the top of the show, we saw Joe Hendry very upset. Very sad. Almost looked like he'd been.
I got hit with the guitar. The guitar really didn't fully break, by the way.
Yeah, that wasn't even a gimmick guitar. Damn,
they didn't have the goats, Jeff Jarrett, do it.
That's right. It takes a certain angle of momentum to fully bust a guitar on that swing. But he was very upset, and he called out Joe Coffey. So next week we will see Joe Hendry and Joe Coffey.
Singles NXT debut.
So looking forward to that.
When Kalani Jordan on one of these 19-year-olds spin Julia, I do not see that happening. They know the value of Julia.
Yeah, that's in a different world than it once was. Yeah, they're going to get them oriented to the WWE style, and then it's going to be rocket ship after that. These are the 3 that they're trying to catapult to main roster, but they just want to get a little bit of seasoning in an American lifestyle first. It's also an opportunity for WWE as a company to prove that it is in fact a different environment now.
Yeah, it's a new era. Like Vince is gone.
And they're going to treat these international stars. They're going to treat them with the respect and give them the opportunities that they do deserve. And this is a big chance for them to prove that.
Yeah. With Nakamura, unfortunately, he's up there in age, and given his style for so long, I'm pretty sure his body thanks him for not being as chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And Akira Tozawa, fuck you. He's always been a comedy guy, and he's fucking hilarious. Even before he joined up, he was in comedy and drag it, and it is hysterical. But still great talent. He's on TV every week too. Who else? Asuka is probably the more well-accomplished Japanese wrestler. Inoue with the belt she won, being undefeated for so long, breaking Goldberg's streak, being the first women's Royal Rumble winner. Io had a hell of a run with the women's championship. Kyrie, she's entertaining. She's entertaining. I loved her in Stardom, and yeah, she had a few accolades. So they are fine. Like, it's not like Hong Kong Phooey type of thing. Like, no, we're not.
Right.
That shit's over.
Thank God.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with Yoshitatsu.
Oh gosh.
I'm also done with him forever.
Oh, but hey, anything else on tonight's NXT before we hop into the jobbers and megastars of the night?
Not a bad night. Stuff moved along. People getting and they hyped up next week's show, which is going to be the actual more main events. Solid main event for here. The right people got over, and nice segments.
Yeah, one thing I always say about NXT, it flows very well. It is a easy to watch 2 hours of television. Nothing really ever drags. You know, y'all know I cover Raw for DSR here, and that 3 hours is rough sometimes, guys. And I'm always very happy that I have NXT on Tuesday nights because I know it's going to be a fun show every time. But yeah, another good one in the books. Really looking forward to next week's show, the second night of the Great American Bash. Will be fun. But hey, guys, before we get into the jobber of the night, I would like to give a shout out to something that doesn't stink. That would be monk.com, where you can get your handheld scent diffusers for your aromatherapy. And if you use the code DSR10, you'll get 10% off those diffusers. Relax yourself with some sweet, sweet aromatherapy. Little Molly Holly is right here, and she is very sleepy. It's late for little Molly Holly.
She's like, why did you pick me up?
Yeah, she just slumped back. She just melted right back down to that spot she was at. But monk.com, folks, for all of your aromatherapy needs. Check that out after the show, not right now. But we're going to talk about the jobber of the night here. And Batman, since you're here as the guest host this evening, I'll let you take lead here on this. Who do you have as your jobber of the night?
Ooh, jobber of the night. Do you do it in a good way or a bad way?
You can play both ways. If you,
I play every way, but that's a different time. I will. I will give it to the man who had a valiant effort but did not win. Tavian Heights, showcasing himself against Tony D'Angelo, and before his send-off to Noah for the N1 victory. Again, I wish him the best of luck in it. Let's scale it out there. His first match is on Sunday. Who he is fighting, I gotta check. I gotta look at that schedule again. I know I posted it on there. He's gonna fight Titus Alexander on his first night for the B block. And he's got a lot of people on B block, like Oka Sasaki, Yoshiki Inamura, El Hijo del Wagner Jr., Alpha Wolf, Keno, and Manabu Soya. So he's gonna fight all those guys, and I cannot wait for all of those matches.
Hell yeah. I went with he won his match, but I went with Cedric Alexander, and the reasoning was that they give the man a TV entrance. Like, you put him on the NXT roster weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's already not getting an entrance and really just being kind of used as the backdrop for someone else's angle. Like, I love Cedric Alexander. I'm glad he's on TV and there's still like a spot for him. But I don't know. He's only been there for a few weeks. And he's already seemingly getting defined down a little bit. So hopefully they can turn that around for him. Like I said, he won his match, but just the way they were treating him tonight.
Also, yes, we did mention the Jimmy Ray shirt that Jensen's have, and that was very nice. And What background? What background? My cosplay closet. That's really, and my organized chaos of a room.
Yeah, this is real life.
What would my mother say? She's dead. So thanks. Thanks for that.
Well, mine's up there right beside a Lego owl in a box. So same thing. Sometimes the cat sit on her. Actually, that happens a lot. Cats often sit on my mother's ashes up there. It's I always wonder what's going on. Cats are very odd creatures that way.
No flies.
But so that's going to take us from our jobbers to the higher heights of this evening, which apparently for you, Matt, were not Tavion's heights. That was the lower heights of the night. But the megastar of the night, guys, this was a rough one for me to choose. I think a lot of people looked really great here this evening. So I'm just going to kind of give it as a whole to the main event tonight of Roxanne Perez and Thea Hale. I could not really decide between the two of them. I thought they both looked like $1 million. Like I said earlier tonight, Thea has come so far in really just the past year. She got a title shot last year at the Great American Bash against Tiffany Stratton, and compare that match to this one. I mean, it's almost night and day. She's come so far and has such a great amount of talent, and she's really going to go places in this company. And I've raved about Roxanne Perez week in and week out. I'm a Tuesday Night Roxy guy. I look forward to everything she'll do in WWE. She's going to be a main event star for sure. But this was a great match. Both women were fantastic, and they're my together uniform megastar of the night. Matt, who you got tonight?
Roxanne. She's very comfortable as that heel. Very impressive. Didn't do anything wrong. Very great as a champion right now. We talked about her enough, so what more could we say for Roxanne Perez? So, again, very happy in her heel role right now. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this title reign to hopefully she shines more.
Do you see her moving up pretty shortly after she drops the title to whomever she drops the title to?
I'm going to say like October, unless they want to wait. Unless they want to wait till the Rumble, I don't know.
I mean, she's made 2 consecutive Rumble appearances.
Yeah. But I will give it at least a month or two after losing the belts.
Okay. I mean, hell, depending on what the women's roster scene looks like come January, they could pop her into the Rumble and have her be a shocking winner for the Royal
or a Final Four.
Yeah. But yeah, I think she's definitely main roster bound within the next probably 6 months.
By early 2025.
And again, so young. Like, she's got a very, very long career.
Came a long way from ROH.
But fantastic night of NXT wrestling. Hey, y'all that tune in live and watch us in demand, I've got some wonderful news for you. If you enjoyed what you saw here this evening, the coverage, the analysis, the goofy nature that we seem to bring to these shows every time we do them. If you enjoyed that, I have wonderful news for you. We don't do this just on Tuesday nights. We're here every night of the week. We are here Monday nights for Raw. Obviously, we're here for NXT on Tuesdays. Wednesday nights is for AEW Dynamite. Thursday, of course, the corner reviewers here, TNA Impact every single Thursday. Fridays is for SmackDown. And if you're up very late on Wednesday nights, the DSR flagship happens live. But if you're like me and have to be up early most of the time, check it out Thursday mornings when it is posted. And on Sundays, we got a couple shows. CJ and Tyler's Level Up Adventure. That is me and CJ breaking down the goings-on at Developmental and hitting a deep dive or two on NXT topics that we just don't have time to cover on the Rewinds. And also on Sundays, we have the 3NT podcast going live every single Sunday. Guys, it's a lot going on. Now, before we hop out of here tonight, Matt, I know where to find you, and I know where I can see you next, and I know all the various places that you're popping up. But tell the folks at home where they can find you on the socials and where they'll see you next.
You can follow me on Twitter at DamionPhoenix12. I do every Thursday for the TNA post show. Occasionally, I will pop up in NXT, maybe an AEW pay-per-view, maybe a WWE pay-per-view. It depends on the schedule. But every Tuesday for this season, I do my anime podcast called the Otaku Cafe, which does the seasonal reviews of various new anime shows, whether it be, we got Tower of God for this season. We got from the video game, Nier Automata. We got Oshinoko, Dear Friend Nokotan, all the various stuffs. And hold on one second. You can follow that at Otaku Cafe Anime on Twitter. I have a Facebook page called Otaku Cafe where I will post random reviews, news updates. And yeah, these are all the platforms that you can find me on.
Hell yeah. And I, of course, as always, am your pro wrestling hipster, Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster. I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you. I do have a tendency to grow on people like some sort of, mossy patch, but that's what I do. But you can find me every Monday night talking Monday Night Raw with Caesar and often CJ, Awesome John, here on NXT every Tuesday night. Again, with CJ, usually Malik as well. From time to time, we get Matt in here with us, especially when we've got this TNA crossover stuff going on, which I don't think there is an end to that anytime soon. And Absolutely loving every second of it. As said, Sundays for the Level Up adventure. And hey, we'll be here Saturday for SummerSlam this Saturday night. And just a reminder, we are going to be going live during the last match, or the last match main event, Solo and Cody Rhodes. We'll be going live during that, and then, of course, recapping the show from there after. So please join us live if you can for the main event, but absolutely join us for the review show after that as well. But hell, it's been a great night here on NXT. A big thank you. We love all y'all that tune in live to watch us every single week and watch us on In Demand. We're going to do this again tomorrow night.